Hi everyone, let's talk about Outlander Season 3, Episode 6, A Malcolm. It's been so long. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been like a month. I don't know. It feels to me like it's been forever. I'm like, I've waited so long for this, especially to talk about it. And it's finally here, so let's start with some quick thoughts. Totally random thought that I had when I was watching this episode was like, wow, printing is really cool. Like, even at the time, you know, trying to think about the technology and how they were able to actually print things on paper and how they invented the printing machine and how we're still kind of using a similar process now, especially I think a lot of like the t-shirt printing do something similar, and I'm like, this is just fascinating. Nothing really to do with like what happened in the episode, but I just had this thought of like, wow, technology is cool. We've met Geordie, the famous Geordie, or at least the Geordie that Jamie was talking about at the end of last episode, where we're like, who is he expecting? And now we know who it was. And didn't he make anybody think of Percy from Harry Potter? Because that's kind of who I thought. I was like, oh, he's like Percy from Harry Potter. Is it just me? Fergus is all grown up and there was a reunion with Claire, and then she noticed that his hand was cut off. But mostly it's just weird to see an adult Fergus. Actually, I don't think we saw him for that long. So I was like, oh, we like just barely saw him. So I'm glad to know that he's still with Jamie, but I like to see a little more of him, or just at least get to know the new version a little better. Speaking of grown-up people, Ian is also all grown up. He's 16 now. And then when Claire is like, oh, I'm your aunt, he's like, but you're dead. That's what we were told. So now, you know, there's this whole elaborate story that she really went to America and now she's back. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Speaking of a whole story and things changing, also I wonder if Claire at some point will leave Brianna any sign that she's alive and made it, you know, to the past. Because I would think that if Roger was able to find Jamie, he would probably be able to find like a sign that Claire left for them to find and be like, yeah, I'm good. It worked, you know? And speaking of Brianna, I love that she brought pictures of Brianna to show Jamie, like, this is your daughter. First of all, Jamie doesn't really know what pictures are, but also when she shows him the picture of Brianna in like a bikini, which I'm like, probably not appropriate to bring this in the past to show him. He's probably like, ooh, okay. Like, I don't need to see my daughter like that. That was kind of fun. And then now let's delve into the meat of the episode and let's talk about it because, yeah. So we start with having Jamie's point of view of the day before Claire arrives. So, you know, we see him in the print shop and we learn a little bit about what he's been doing. And of course, he's not just the owner of a print shop. He uses it as a way to, you know, rebel or just kind of fight the fight still. And so when she comes, he thought that, I was gonna say Percy, no, Geordie, but he's really Percy. But Geordie had been sent out to go get something. I can't remember what it was some powder, I think. And so he's expecting him to come back, obviously not really expecting Claire, and then, you know, the fainting, and then we finally see what happens after, which is just like, so wonderful. It's like, yeah, it's been quite some time. It's been like 20 years that we haven't seen each other. So I love that they're very awkward around each other. Like Jamie is like, first of all, are you even real? Because I've seen you a lot, but you know, in none of these imaginations did you ever touch me. So he's kind of like, I think, coming to grips with, oh, wow, you're really here, but I'm not really sure what it means. And, you know, when he's changing, he's like, can you turn around? She's like, well, I mean, I am your wife. Am I your wife? Are we still like, what's going on? And then, you know, he asks for permission to kiss her. And then, you know, Geordie gets back and he's like, I quit. This is it. No, I will not. I really enjoy what Outlander is doing this season, where they create all this tension and romance and all of that. And then it's kind of eased a little bit by the comedic timing of things happening. Like, you know, there's all this emotion that happens when Claire and Jamie see each other, and then he faints. And then they're just kind of reuniting, and then that whole tension is cut by Geordie being like, I quit. I'm done. Of course, I loved every second. And then we move on to the brothel. So Jamie lives in a brothel. He's so focused on his work and, you know, his cause and the print shop and all of that, that he's like, yeah, just like convenient. Let me just live in a brothel. I don't really have to deal with much. I have a client there. It just works out, which kind of tells you he hasn't really settled into a comfortable life after Claire has left. And you know, I guess for the reunion, if you're going to be anywhere, brothel is not the worst place to be, I guess. You know, at least you won't stand out. And then of course we have a real reunion, and again, I like that Jamie is, you know, is still also, well, Claire is still unsure of how Jamie feels about her, but Jamie is unsure of like why Claire is here. Like, are you here? Are you staying? Are you here just to tell me about Brianna? Like, what's going on? I don't want to assume. And I think he doesn't want to get his hope too high that she's gonna be here again, because, you know, he doesn't want to have his heart broken again. And but finally, you know, we cleared the air. We're like, no, I'm here to stay. And then he's like, yes, I want you. And then we have the wedding night all over again. If you've seen my review for the wedding night, you know how much I enjoyed that episode. So it's just kind of this parallel of, you know, the first time they were unsure because Claire was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not really loving you yet. This is arranged. I don't want to be with you, but oh, I'm kind of enjoying this. And then in this case, it's like, it's been so long, and, you know, we're awkward and they bump heads, and it's just, but it was perfect. It's perfect. I loved it. Of course I did. And then Claire very clearly tells him that she will never leave him again. And you're like, oh, I love it so much. Swoon. So many swoons. Yes, the reunion did not disappoint one bit, let me tell you. Unfortunately, Jamie leaves, and I'm like, nope, here we go again. Here we go again. They're getting separated again. And we know what happens when Jamie and Claire get separated. Bad stuff happens. Like, really bad. And of course, what happens? Bad stuff happens. Where she goes down, talks, you know, with some of the girls working there, and then she goes up to her room again, and there's some guy there looking for Jamie, and here we go again. It's another blackjack type situation where this guy is gonna force himself on her, and it just kind of ended there, which I'm like, oh. So now we have to wait another week to find out what happens next. You know, we're getting back to those cliffhangers that they do so well. I absolutely love this episode, and you know that I've been loving this season so much. But I am curious, for people who have read the book, how it lived up to, you know, their idea of their reunion, because obviously I haven't read the book, so I had no real expectation. I mean, I was excited that they were gonna get reunited, and I had my idea of what I was hoping for, and they definitely delivered. But for those who actually knew sort of what was supposed to happen, I'm just wondering if it kind of lived up to this. Like, was the friendship great? Was the reunion great? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to talk more about Outlander, you can always follow me on Twitter @Sandrine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!